is the Sunnyvale Community Center pottery studio. We got a nice slab roller, nice weighting table, and we have 15 electric wheels, and of course a very beautiful view. You look through the window when you throw. It's very beautiful. There's a pond there and a fountain. So if you would like to take pottery class, Sunnyvale Community Center Pottery Studio is one of the top choice. Okay, I'm going to do another demonstration on trimming a ball with a chattering mark. Okay, this one, a little T-ball. So first I'm going to stick my pot on the bed. Just a little bit of water. And after I splash water on the bed, I tap center it. Okay. For using water method, you better to learn how to tap center, because if you use water and you don't do it in time, the water will be dry, and then your pot won't be able to stick on the pot. So you have to learn how to tap center first to be able to do this way. And I have other videos to show people how to learn the tap center method. So basically I'm using the water to stick my pot on the bed. And the reason why I like to do it that way, because without clay holding on the bottom, I can trim all the way down to the bottom. Okay, that's the good using water to stick the pot on it. Now I'm choosing one of my trimming tools. So for trimming, you usually want to stabilize your hand and spin your wheel a bit faster. Of course, you want to have a very sharp tool, so I usually sharpen my trimming tools before I start to trim. And some people do get a chattering even if they don't like it. That's because when you are holding the tool, you are not holding firm enough, or your tool is too easy to vibrate. So what I'm doing is using the corner part here, so that the cutting part is a little bit stronger, so it won't vibrate. So using the corner part here, if you try to use this part here to cut it, it's easier to get vibrate. So depending on which part is the cutting point, if the cutting point is closer to the handle here, it will be stronger and it won't cause the vibration. So that's why if you want to remove the chattering, use the corner instead of the tip. So for here, for the bottom, because I was cutting it off the hump, so it's not even, it's not flat. So if you let your tool sitting on top of it, your tool will vibrate will go up and down with the unevenness. So what I'm going to do is going to cut it in deeper so that my tool is not vibrating. I'm like cutting from the side, from the edge, or from the center. That way I will be able to make my bottom flat. Or you can cut it from the outside too. Cut it from here and then you go to the middle, so that your tool is not sitting on top of the unevenness and then you vibrate with it. Okay. Now you can see that the curly part of the clay is a little bit soft. Okay, if I were to, I would like to wait a bit longer so that the surface is a little bit drier. For this kind of a trimming tool, it's easier to cut it when the clay is a little bit drier instead of too wet. So I'm knocking to hear the sound of the bottom. And always I trim the bottom part here first and take it to the right thickness. And now this sounds right, it's about right thickness. And then for the outside, it's all depending on how deep the inside is. So the level here, the outside and the inside should be similar height. So if your inside is lower than the outside, you know that you have more room to go. So you want to trim a little bit here, and here should be the same. And for trimming, you could spin the wheel a bit faster. You don't want to spin the wheel too slow. Okay, so I'm going down to the bottom and try to do the final cut. So I spin my wheel very fast, and as you can see that my hand is connected with each other. My left hand is my right hand is trying to find my left hand, and then to stabilize it. I connect my hands. So to get the shape nice and almost done, and then I will do the final chattering. For the chattering, I usually like to use the longer blade. This one is a little longer, so it helps it vibrate. Okay, help it to vibrate. This time I'm gonna cut a long chattering mark. So I'm holding my tool kind of loosely, and then spin the wheel really fast until I start to hear the vibration, and then I can start to move my hand down. So that's the chattering. Because of the tool, I'm holding it loosely, so the tool start to vibrate, and then I start to exaggerate. You can see that the cherry mark is kind of like floating on the surface of the bowl. Alright, and after that, I'm just going to burnish the foot. Because you don't want your pot to scratch the table, so I usually compress and burnish so that the bottom, the foot is very smooth. And then I just put my stamp right by the foot. Okay, and the clay is sticky on the surface because my pot is still a bit wet. I will not do anything until it gets dry. I will use the brush to kind of brush the surface, and then it will be done. Okay, so to remove from the wheel head, you just hold it and spin the wheel a slow speed, and then you twist your hand. Okay, you twist it, and you can remove it. So that's the pot. A little bit of roughness on the edges here because of the clay stick on there. You could use a sponge, just lightly compress and go around it. You have a nice bowl with a nice chattery mark. Okay, thanks for watching.